All right, so we are getting ready for our Exportia Lab. We are going to start in 1 minute. It's a joy to be back. We haven't had a Exportia Lab for a while, so I'm excited. And I'm excited to have you with us, Carmen.
I'm excited too.
All right, so we are going to welcome everybody, live streaming from LinkedIn as well. Welcome, welcome. We'll give it 1 more minute. We'd like to start precisely on time. So I think we're ready to start. So welcome everyone to this Get Ready for Medica 2025. This is your October Exportia Lab, and I'm your host. My name is Christelle Damien, and I'd like to welcome Carmen with us.
Hello, everyone.
Our head of lead generation. So thanks for joining us, Carmen, and you will be with us talking about targeting health professionals in a few minutes. So I will see you then. All right, let's get started, everybody, because it's always short and sharp, the Exportia webinars. Let's go. So Medica is coming up again in November, and this is the first medical trade show in the world for medical devices diagnostic. So that's a very important show for the sector, for the industry. It's a perfect place to grow your business in Europe. And what our customers tell us and what we've seen over the years is that the most strategic partnerships start at Medica. So for those who don't know Exportia and don't know me, our business is called Exportia. We are the host of the Exportia Lab. My name is Christelle Damien. I founded the business in 2006. We have 2 offices, one in Paris, one in Sydney, the main one being in Paris. And we provide European business development. And we've done so since 2006. We've worked with over 100 companies from around the world, and we've helped them scale in the European market. We've worked on over 30 healthcare and medical, more generally speaking, projects. We've worked with software, patient risk management, X-ray, imaging, AI software, virtual reality software, but also medical devices, IVD products and accessory products as well related to the medical sector. It means that we've worked with different types of institutions in the healthcare sector, lab and pharma, with hospitals, clinics, with public health authorities, with first responders entities. We've worked with pharma, with lab, with research institutes, so very broad range of organizations and people as well, different specialties in terms of ED, infectious disease, specialists and doctors, CSSDs, intensive care, very, very broad range of people that we've worked in the medical lab and pharma sector. But my journey started more than 25 years ago. My first job was to set up a European distribution network for a small business in Europe. And then I joined IBM, sold some technology to very large accounts, and then started Exportia almost 20 years ago. All right, why are we here today? We're here because Medica is a great opportunity, but it is also overwhelming with its 80,000 visitors from 165 countries. It's easy to get lost. So we've put our best thoughts together, and we'd like to help you navigate Medica, but also give you some tips as well for the medtech sector. With a framework, we are going to start with a deep dive into the Medica stats. This way you have a good view on Medica, how to prepare the show. Then we have Carmen, who's coming back for targeting healthcare professionals. We're going to talk about sales channels and distributors, and then post-show, the best practice. Okay, let's start with a deep dive on what Medica is. Most of you, if you're a regular exhibitor at Medica, you know that already, but let's have a refresher. So 25% of your visitors are from Germany. So it is really the best trade show in the medical device if you're targeting the European market, and Germany is critical. For you, it's strategic. 65% of the visitors come from Europe. And here you see some, not on that top 10, you see that most of the visitors come from European countries. So Germany, Netherlands, Italy there, Great Britain, France, Spain, and Belgium. So this is where you meet your European customers. Okay, you will meet your customers from China, maybe from the US and from India as well, but the majority are Europeans. That's why it's a strategic show for you. What you need to know as well, if you haven't been exhibiting in the past, if it's the first time, is that this is what we call briefly a distributor trade show or a buyer's trade show. So you won't see any clinicians mostly at Medica, and if you look at the stats for 2024, 30% of the visitors are medical trade, so distributors, group purchasing organization. Those are hospital buying groups that are sourcing products and for their buying platform. Then we have the industry manufacturers. Not so interesting for us as exporters of medical device and diagnostic and lab tech. And we also have hospital care facility and physicians, 14% of the visitors. They are the offices, they're not the physicians, they're mainly the people buying as well. So this gives you, then you see that the minority, 4%, are visitors that are in laboratory research and science, so 4% only. That gives you a bit of an idea. The main interest, 80%, is imaging, diagnostic, medical equipment and device. So that's really the main interest of the visitors. That's what they come for. Disposable and consumables, to a lesser extent, but still strong. 30% of the visitors have an interest in and are looking for this type of products. And then lab equipment, diagnostic tests, 27%, very strong as well. Then IT to a lesser extent, and then physiotherapy and orthopedics. All right, how to prepare the show. So as an exhibitor, what's very important is to think about the digital side of your show. It's so important to leverage Medica, the Medica portal, online presence. It's very powerful. And so according to Medica 2024 stats, 200,000 unique users just for the months of November last year were on the portal to look for products. So it means that as an exhibitor, make sure today you are, so with 8th of October, make sure you build you complete your site, your company web page with the right description, strategic keywords, the right product category. Links, there's a page for links. Have your LinkedIn page, have your link to your specific website page or landing page, and also some downloadable brochure would be nice. Just really get ready for that. I was scrolling through some products in the last couple of days. Some of the exhibitors are not already, so make sure you have that. People start to look now, so make sure you're on top of that. On your booth, once the trade show starts, make sure the most important thing for us as business developers, for Carmen as a business developer, for your sales team, is that you collect the name, the contact details of your visitors, particularly the new ones, but also you tidy up the consent, their consent to use their personal data. And I'm going to come back to you in a sec on that with GDPR. Downloadable PDF are really useful. People don't want to carry, you know that. You can use QR code on the landing page. Translated collateral. If you're selling in Germany, you need to have your documents in German. But also if you're targeting working with other Europeans, don't underestimate you really have to do that. So be ready for that. Our recommendation is that you think before you go to Medica is to shoot videos on your stand and really use that to create some traction for you on your stand and to post it on social during the show, but also keep it for your yearly marketing. GDPR, of course, when you collect the consent, I mean, we have a full webinar on GDPR. So if you want to refresh your memory on that, what to do, what not to do, you're welcome to watch it. We'll send the link to you for you to have a look. Basically, this is the European Union General Data Protection Regulation. And it came into place in 2018. And the purpose is really to make sure that the private data are kept safe, are accurate, and there's a lawful and a clear reason for you to keep those data. So what you can do in simple words when you collect contact details and names, you can ask to your visitors, may I stay in touch with you from time to time? Can I keep your details on our database? And may I send you our newsletter? And after the show, may I just send you a PDF with our brochure? So you need to record and keep that consent. It can be a form, paper form. It can be online to tick a box on the landing page, up to you to see how you do it. So now we're going to have Carmen coming back with us. For any exporters, even if we looked at that Medica is a distributor show, it's a trade show with a lot of importers and buying groups. It's strategic for every exporter, in our experience, to drive the interest of end users and clinicians and healthcare professionals and keep direct access to them for compliance purposes. So I'm letting Carmen guide you through the process that she's using. Go ahead, Carmen.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Christelle. So me and the team, we are targeting healthcare professionals, and we have identified 4 main groups, which means the players in the healthcare market, to help us driving the interest for the product or the solution of our customers. And the first group are clinicians. Yes, exactly. Clinicians and physicians. This means the people in the hospitals or clinics or doctor offices who have a direct interest in the solution or the medical device we are promoting or proposing. Clinics and hospital offices are usually open to new tech. We just need, or the team or your team just needs to be respectful of their time, which means calling outside of their consultation hours would be the best. This is usually afternoon when they have done their visit in the hospital, when they have seen their patients, then they are usually open to new solutions, new products, and to have a chat. And of course, taking into consideration their time and busy schedule, you need to be persistent. The next group would be, or we cluster them or gather them in labs and researchers. Labs and researchers, there it's critical to find a person in charge of new equipment so you know whom to talk to. They have also a very busy schedule, so a clear positioning is crucial, either in your pitch via phone or in the email, so that you can catch their attention, their interest straight away. And we or by experience, we find that cold calling and an email campaign is essential to increase your chances of getting feedback. The next group would be pharma. Pharma are giants, as you certainly know. They are protecting their IP and their people very well. So it's very difficult to break through and to get contact details and to know whom really to speak to. For this reason, it's super essential that you're gathering contacts and names at the show. That's your opportunity. They have also very strong cybersecurity policies in place due to their R&D, and therefore we suggest to leverage those trade shows and in order to get in touch with the people you want to talk to, or working with partners. And when it comes to partners, distributors are a great way to collaborate. They are super easy to reach. They are always looking for new products and solutions for their customers. The hardest thing, though, is getting them to sell. And here's where Christelle is coming in to explain you how to do that.
Thank you, Carmen. Thanks for joining in. She's really the queen of lead generation, so it was really good to have you. Thanks. All right, now let's talk about sales channels. So this is critical. This is a distributor show, Medica, and I'd like to warn you on the reason why it's hard to get a distributor to sell is because small businesses, small and high growth businesses tend to make the same mistakes that we see. And I've listed the 5 typical mistakes. Number 1, appointing the first distributor that come to you with no selection, right? And then it's not the right fit. And then you kind of stuck with the wrong partner. Granting exclusivity without having assessed the entire market and without having really conducted some due diligence is really risky, and we don't really encourage it. Appointing too many distributors as well, having too many, signing up new distributors and then not being able to focus on them, to support them, to generate the first sale is usually a typical mistake. And then thinking that a very large distributor is going to be the best and therefore this is your focus. Well, our experience is that large distributors are great, but they tend to take a lot of time to set up and to get to sell. So that's the 5 critical mistakes that we like to avoid. And how we avoid them, we work on our 5-step process that we've used and implemented with many of our customers when coming to the point of implementing distribution networks. So 5-step: profile, select, engage, activate, and manage. Let's start with profile. In your profiling of your ideal sales channel, the first thing you need to think about is what type of sales channel are we talking about? And when it comes to healthcare, especially in Germany, there are some hospital buying groups that are specializing of sourcing different products for hospital groups and specialize in that. They can be a type of sales channel. Another type is your traditional distributor that carries a range of products and that is going to sell to different distributors. So you need to decide on that. It can be also another profile completely of distribution channel. It's up to you to decide, and that's where you start. Then you need to think about, let me change, which target customers are they going to focus on? Needs to be really aligned with the healthcare professional you want to reach, the ones that Carmen is trying to reach in her campaigns. So which target customers are they focusing on? Their sales team, which profile do they have? Do they need to have a nurse educator part of the sales team for education and training? Do they need to have a technician? And also, what range of product do they need to have? And what role do you want them to play for you? Do they need to do maintenance, for example, training? Your value proposition to them. it needs to be ready before you go to Medica. So before you go to Medica, you need to have that ideal profile really clear in your mind, because some distributors are going to come your way. So you need to make sure you're ready to assess them. Okay, make a distributor selection. Yes, some people don't select, they just sign them up straight away. So have a list of distributor target that match your ideal distributor profile. And also think that when you're going to be at Medica, you're going to meet those distributors that may come to your booth, and it's important to evaluate them against those ideal profile selection criteria, those criteria that you have defined. It's good to have a mix, remember, mix of good, of small and large distributors, and don't always go with the multinationals. All right, now it's time to number 3, engage. So you need to tell them that you are assessing several players, and you also need to test their appetite. How motivated are they? It's good that they match your profile on paper, but are they motivated? What are they going to do? Evaluate that when you engage with them. You need to put straight ahead forward that you are not going to go into an exclusive arrangement, is our recommendation. If you can't avoid it, then you need to put plenty of guarantee and KPIs around it. Have your terms and conditions ready. Be ready to talk about price and also what's what they would like in terms of margin. So start with the recommended retail price, for example. All right, activation is where most people fail. It's where nothing happened. The distributor is signed up and then we wait. Well, nothing will happen. Activation is what makes the distributor to start selling. How do we activate a distributor? We train them up. We generate leads for them. That's what Carmen was there before. She's showing you how to generate the interest of healthcare professionals. And we also work with the sales champion. So in their team, there is always a champion that is interested in your team more than another one. So they need to be looked after. And then you manage the distributors, often overlooked. There is a performance review to be conducted yearly. There is a lot of KPIs review to be done. And that's really the 5 steps that you need to implement. Post-show, what are the best practices? Again, where most people fail, or especially small business, when it's so busy, when they come back to the US or when they come back to Australia or to their home country, well, then they're overwhelmed and they forget their follow-up. So it's important to be fast in your follow-up with those leads that you have collected at Medica, and plan the follow-up even before you go. So you can have an email ready in your draft that is going to say, thank you so much for coming to our booth at Medica. We've just come back. I'm now working on your inquiry and I'll be in touch very soon. Email number 2 will be then more tailored to what they exactly ask for. Plan meetings on the spot. That's a great tip. It works really well. If you see that there is a very good partner that you want to work with, plan the follow-up meeting directly on the spot. Just do it and check with that person when are they available. Do that straight away. It's a great way where often when you're far away from Germany or from Europe, the back and forth of the follow-up via email and phone calls often makes the lead go cold. So if you can shorten that time for the follow-up, that's the best. All right, one more. Summary. Yeah, have a debrief with the team after the show on what went well, what didn't go well in terms of logistics, location, how many did we have? Did we need it? Did we need paper brochure or not? Did we need an online video? Did we need, was the location okay? And then commercially, What was the visitor profile, the volume, the quality? Did we reach, maybe should we put more effort in the prep leading to Medica to get more meetings set up before? Should we leverage Medica to train our distributors? Should we make more of that presence? And how did we go on conversions? That's something you can keep track of as you go. And what's your own recommendation to yourself for your next Medica? What should you do next time better? All right, so let's go to the summary. I'm going to check for question. What kind of content should I have at my booth besides brochures? So we usually recommend the video. If you can have a screen and have a video, that's so for the more introvert visitors, it's always something that is that works quite well. And let's go now. I hope that responds to the question. So let's go to summary. Okay, a quarter of the visitors are German, so that's really a great opportunity to boost your presence in the German market and your sales. This is a European show. 65% of visitors come from Europe. It is a distributor show. 30% are medical trade professionals or purchasing groups. And then you have the buying offices of the physicians that are there, the buyers. So you're not going to get the clinicians coming straight away to Medica. They have no time. 80% of visitors, medical device, imaging, diagnostic, and diagnostic equipment, medical device imaging. And to prepare the show, Medica Online. Don't forget your portal presence. That's very, very important. On the booth, collect name, contact details, be compliant is an important one. So if we have a product that weighs a ton or plus, can we get away with just photos and brochures? I would say that if you have a very large capital equipment, a large device, the video is even more important, because that's, the visit of it or the showing it on a video, if you cannot ship it, which I would totally understand, especially for a first time at Medica, I would totally have the videos. Think about the videos for sure of the demos of the product, even more important. Yes, I remember, Peter, which was your device. Okay, now, so prepare the show online on your Medica portal. On the booth, be ready to collect the name and the consent and to keep record of it to be GDPR compliant. Shoot videos on the booth to build your marketing content and do some demos, do some interviews, try to be creative with your content. Healthcare professionals, we had beautiful Carmen join us to talk about how she has different approaches for different types of healthcare professionals. Be persistent, but you need to be really respectful of their time, whether they're clinicians or they are working in lab or researchers. They're very busy people, so it requires persistence, but also to be very flexible and work around them. And for the pharma sector, it's probably a very, very high, we call it the fortress. And it's good to target them and ask feedback, but also good to work with a partner for them. All right, sales channels, avoid the 5 mistakes and use the 5 steps for high-performing distributors. Profile, select, engage, activate, manage. And then where most people fail, post-show, they don't follow up. So plan your follow-up before you go. Schedule your follow-up on the spot, at the show, straight away. And then have a post-show debrief. So that is all for us. So I'm happy to meet you at Medica. I'll be very happy to see you there. So Leo, in the follow-up email that he will send you, you will have possibility to set up a time with me during Medica. And so that's your option. If you want more resources, we also have some published books that I wrote. The middle one is 2020, still very valid in terms of the methodology to expand into the European market. And then in the 2024 one, is it time to start exporting to Europe? There is a lot of case studies in the medtech sector. So I would totally recommend as a further reading. So let's make Medica 2025 the place where your most strategic partnerships start. Good luck to you. If you think about any other question, you can send them through. And in the meantime, we have some Exportia Labs coming up. 21st of October, we have a case study of one of our beautiful customers. It's another sector, but it's also technology. Telematica will be there. Our team of 5 engineers is really breaking through in the European market. November, we're going to talk about why startups should look at the European market. And then we are going to talk about compliance for Europe in December. So we've got 3 sessions coming up, which I'm very excited about. And let me check if we have any other questions before we go. Would you like to come back up, Carmen?
Yes, of course, my pleasure.
So you said that most companies fail in follow-up. What's an ideal follow-up timeline after Medica? Well, we all know you have to fly back to your home country and get ready. So I would say if you can do an initial, like the following week, an email thank you that is very generic, I would say the timeline is the following week. Do you agree, Carmen?
Yes, I would agree. 1 week after Medica to get settled, to review your contacts and to see where to start from would be a good time to follow up with them. The same time is given to your partners or the people you want to reach out to. They need some time to settle and to check. And then usually one week after, I think the thank you email is great. And then 2 weeks after to get in touch to see if you can schedule the follow-up meeting. Exactly. That's the perfect timeline.
All right. Well, we start on time and we finish on time. So we'd like to thank you all for turning up on LinkedIn, on Zoom, and also for the ones who are going to listen to the recording. We look forward to seeing you in October for a case study with Telematica 5 engineers making it in the European market, doing really well. So if you want to hear how they do it, very agile business, just come and join us. See you soon. Thank you, Carmen. Thanks, Leo.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.